EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for the weekend, December 16th and 17th, 2023. The weekend video forecast is proudly sponsored by LH Zimmerman Lawn and Garden in Ephrata, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. They are a small family business that supplies snow and ice control equipment to Pennsylvania and surrounding states. They carry a large supply of salt dog slide-in and receiver hitch spreaders, Fisher snowplows, Ariens snow blowers, and Ariens mammoth sidewalk equipment. Along with the new equipment selection that they have, they also carry an on-hand supply of parts for Salt Dog, Fisher, and Ariens. The benefit of purchasing from a small family business is that they provide after-hours service for their equipment if you break down in a snowstorm. We haven't had snow yet, but it's coming in due time. We have a long range I just did on Friday expects that we're going to have slightly above average snowfall in January, and I think we're going to start turning the corner with that very soon. Okay, so stop at the location at 730 Glenwood Drive in Ephrata, Pennsylvania, or give them a call. The phone number above me here in the video, 717-733-4193, and they'll be happy to assist you or answer any of your questions. They are LH Zimmerman Lawn and Garden in Ephrata, Pennsylvania, proud sponsors of the weekend video forecast and the title sponsor for the Weather Weekly's videos every Sunday throughout the winter months. Okay, this Sunday we're going to be talking about some stuff with a longer range. I don't want to get that in this video because that's what the Weather Weeklies is for. So we'll get into that Sunday. Today we're talking about this storm system that's coming late weekend and into Monday morning. Okay, pretty cut and dry. I've seen a lot of the usual suspects on Twitter, even some meteorologists that I follow, where they just love hyping the living dog snot out of this. And it's listen, it's going to be an impactful system, and I'm not trying to downplay it, but at the same time, it's not much different from what we experienced last week. Okay, it's very similar with the end result. It's not the exact evolution of last week's storm, but it's pretty much the same end result. So it's the same thing. This isn't worse. This isn't maybe for eastern New England, but I mean for here, I don't think we're going to be dealing with too much. So we have high pressure control again yet today, and we're looking at temperatures very similar to yesterday, lower 50s generally. 46 to 54 is a spread across the region, so that's going to be from northwest to southeast across our region today. Mix of sun and clouds, though, today instead of full sunshine like we had yesterday. And then this high is going to move off the east while increasing clouds overnight, Saturday night. And then this storm system is going to move up the coast, and it's going to come from the eastern Gulf of Mexico. This is a classic Miller A type system. If you hear that a lot in wintertime. Different types of major storms, coastal storms. You get a Miller A, Miller B, or a hybrid thereof. This is a Miller A. It involves a phasing system coming in from the Gulf Coast, and this moves up the coast and drops a pretty hefty amount of rain in a very short amount of time. Okay, relatively short amount of time. We are going to have some shower activity moving, kind of like mid to late afternoon on Sunday. It'll be cloudy to start the day, and mid to late afternoon from southwest to northeast, you have that shower activity move in. It's mostly showery during the evening, as you can see here, and then when we get past midnight, that's when we really kick it into gear. And some of our southwestern areas will actually start that late evening on Sunday night. And then I'll go through the overnight heavy at times into early Monday morning. And I still think that once we get into the afternoon hours, we're done. We should be done before noon, it looks like, with any precipitation. Now, I'm doing this on a Friday evening, so is it possible that it lingers a little bit longer than that, or the timing's a little off on the end? Not the beginning, but the end. Yes, that does move around a little bit sometimes, but I don't expect it to be too much longer. Looks like about noon or so is a good safe point right now for the end of the precipitation. You might even have some brightening of the skies here in the afternoon on Monday as well as this pulls away. So here's the NAM and what it's doing. This is the 3-kilometer NAM, so this is the high-resolution version. And here's the showers. This is looking at 4 p.m. You see it's starting to come into south-central PA at this point, and then it spreads quickly northeastward. Just showers, though, during the evening, and this is still showers into late evening. This is 10 p.m. Then we start to pick up the intensity a little bit, as you can see across southern Pennsylvania. When you get to midnight and beyond, it's some really heavy rain in eastern Pennsylvania and parts of New Jersey here, as you can see, going into the overnight. Now, this is trying to cut it off a little bit after that initial surge, and then it brings some more showers that linger into Monday morning. And I think this last push here is going to go all the way up to about late morning or noon on Monday. And again, that end time might be a little bit off, but that's our best right now that I can give you. But as terms of total precipitation, we're looking at an area-wide Probably very similar to last time, 1.75 to 2.25, with locally higher amounts than 2.25 in some areas, not all areas. If you looked at that storm last week, I know we had some areas that were reporting 2.5 inches, or had some reports that are like 2.5, 2.6, and it met the locally higher criteria, but most areas fell within that 1.75 to 2.25, and that's generally what we're looking at for this. And you could have some hyper-local amounts, meaning like your town just happened to get a cell that moved over, trained over the same area for a couple hours, whereas the next town over might not have got it as intensely as you did, so you get a little bit more rain than that, but that's a pretty good estimate for a composite average for this system, which is very similar to last week. The other aspect of this is the wind, and I saw these are the expectations that are going crazy. They were expecting 60 plus mile per hour winds, and I even saw a post on Twitter yesterday from a meteorologist expecting hurricane force wind gust. Let's cool the jets a little bit. There's a big difference between wind blowing up at 5,000 feet above the surface and down at the surface level. It's not going to make it down there. You also have a temperature inversion we'll be dealing with at this time, some milder temperatures. So this is going to be hard to do. But the eastern areas, as we get into after midnight, Sunday night, it looks like our eastern areas could get some wind gusts here in the 40s, mainly South Jersey or eastern New Jersey. Southern and eastern New Jersey will have the highest wind gust potential. Might have some gusts 30 to 40 for a very short time in the interior, far eastern Pennsylvania, namely southeast PA, maybe east central Pennsylvania, and northeast. So it's kind of like it just kind of skirts these areas right here and eastward for those higher gusts, but it's going to be highest closer to the shore as far as the wind gusts, and it's not going to go all night long. Looks like it's just for a short time, and then this will pull away. And then in the wake of the system, once the system pulls away, we're going to have cold air advection-related wind gusts, highest in our southeastern areas, and that is going to be in the 25 to 35 mile per hour range with peak gusts to 40. And that's going to be during the day here on Monday. And then in the wake of that, again, on Tuesday, we have some more wind gusts that are very similar to Monday afternoon. After it dies down Monday evening, we pick up again on Tuesday, and we have some same 25 to 35 mile per hour gusts with some peaks getting up to 40 in the elevations on Tuesday. Now, Tuesday's a different kind of scenario because we have this is our system Monday morning, and the position of this low pressure is going to be somewhere in here. This is the upper level look at 500 millibars. You can see all the vorticity here. It's a pretty wrapped in system here with the vorticity, so it's pretty strong moving up the coast. And then there's other piece of energy. This is the upper level trough that's following. This is the cold air source that we were talking about, not catching up the system in time in order to turn over snow. But this is a very vigorous upper level trough that has to swing through our area, and it's going to do so on later Monday night and Tuesday. And what that does, here's that upper level trough moving through. This is a pretty potent, very vigorous looking upper level trough moving through the region during that time frame. What this could do is, as I move this over to a precipitation type map, could change this over to snow but it's not the back end. We have a considerable end to the main system, which is now up in New England. This is all the way up here in points northeast. This is looking at later Monday. Again, the sun's going to come out later in the day on Monday, right? For peaks of sun, whatever. Then we have mostly cloudy skies overnight, and late in the overnight, this upper level trough swings through with arriving with the cold air. And look at that. You get some snow showers that could actually be pretty vigorous across the region. Might be a little bit more than showers or snow showers, and could actually turn into snow squalls and maybe some minor accumulations in parts of the area. This is looking at the European model through Tuesday afternoon, and you can see a couple areas getting some minor accumulations out of this. So we'll continue to watch this. Our alerts this weekend are just going to be for those of you who subscribe to the My Pocket Meteorologist, text alerts are just going to be for the rain. Some areas might get some wind alerts, but I think we're going to hold off until Monday to send anything with the snow part of it, because this is kind of like only if this is this vigorous, like this is shown. It looks like this very potent upper level wave moving along the upper level trough. That can certainly happen. Okay, and I do expect some snow showers on late Monday night and at least Tuesday morning. So we'll revisit that again with the next video early next week. But this system is going to produce a lot of rain, and just like we had last week, not really much more or much less. Looks like it's about the same. And the wind is the same scenario where we don't have too much in the storm except for our eastern areas overnight, Sunday night. And then the cold air advection-related wind follows for both Monday and Tuesday. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martish. That is your outlook for the weekend, December 16th and 17th, 2023. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.